Hey, welcome back to Everything Changes 23. This is Delbert. Hey, just wanted to hit you up a little bit. So I'm out here trying to make a little extra to contribute to my channel, doing what's called Rode, R-O-D-E. It's an app that you can do deliveries, kind of like DoorDash, except for it's from places like the Home Depot, CVS Pharmacy, Walmart groceries, things like that. What else is on there? Tractor Supply, TSC. If you're not familiar with Tractor Supply, we usually call it TSC, short for Tractor Supply Corporation. We also, it does a lot of the rides aren't really lucrative. Average ride, probably, I say ride, average delivery for those is about $6-7 a delivery, depending on where you're going. I'm got offers in for 2 deliveries right now. One is for almost $9. The other one is for $10 and some change, almost $11. So you can get bigger deliveries, and it's based off of how long you're going to be out with it. They don't really give you money for your wait time or anything like that. It's just basically you go in there, you give them your offer, you submit your offer, and they have up to 15 minutes in which to respond. Rather, that's either to accept your offer or give it to somebody else, or decline your offer and give it to somebody else. Either way, one or two ways you get it. And then there's once you get the offer, you go on the app. You have usually 7 to 10 minutes to start the gig, as they call it. They call them gigs. So start the gig, and then you go to your destination to pick up the items, whatever they might be. The biggest issue I have with these kind of delivery services, they don't tell you what you're picking up. They give you dimensions. Now, some of the stuff is easy. You go on tires. Tires is a good one. It's a company called Discount Tire, Tires Plus, Hibden Tire out here in Oklahoma City. Discount Tire uses Rode quite a bit on the Saturdays to get tires from one store to another. And I like doing those because you know what you're getting. You know you're going to get tires. How many, you don't know. It'll tell you anywhere from 2 to 4. I've had a rim and a tire going to a different location. I've had 4 tires, 2 tires, things like that. So I kind of like those because you know what you're getting. You know it's going to be a tire. It's going to be new. It might even be a rim in the box. Who knows? Just a matter of things that need to go from one store to another. So those are kind of easy. It's good. It just takes time. That's the one thing I don't like about those is, you go in there. It's not like a priority line when you go into Discount Tire. They have maybe Saturdays they'll have 2, maybe 3 people, depending on which store you go to. And they're all trying to get their customers, whoever they are that day, set up and taken care of. So you might have to wait a few minutes to get your assignment, get it assigned from the customer service rep there at the store. And once you get it, then you got to load it. That can take some time. Sometimes the tires are up in their attic racks, whatever you want to call them. So I got a notification while I was recording, so I stopped it and went and checked the notification out and on Rode, and it was just another gig coming up from Walmart. $6 gig. Yeah, I try not to do Walmarts because they're usually groceries, and sometimes there can be quite a few. Fill up the back of your vehicle, and sometimes they might do 2 or 3 orders with that. So 3 different people, if you will. So you got 3 different orders you might go to, and PetSmart's the worst. Oh my God. There was one on there, $29. We'll just round it up. It was 28 and some change. $29 for 10 deliveries, 2 hours worth of your work. And that's their estimate. It's probably going to take you longer than 2 hours. You can just about guarantee 2.5 hours. And I'm sorry, it's not worth it. No, not with your time, energy, and gas that you have to use. I'll do the short runs all day long. 1 or 2 runs from Home Depot. Sometimes Home Depot does really good about assigning runs from one location to the other, and you can pick them up at the same time, at the same location, and you go and you you do those 2 separate runs. I've had as many as 3 from Home Depot, and they're usually, again, small things. I had tomato cages. I've had, potting soil. Had some sand. So sandbags are about 40 pounds roughly. I can't remember. I think they're 40 pounds. Whatever sandbags are, standard play sand type sandbags that you get at Home Depot. So, had those. They do have some heavier gigs. I've had one come up that was 1,800 pounds. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Not in this. It's not a half. It's barely a half-ton vehicle, these Bronco Sports. So, you got to watch what you put in them. So, you can tow small trailers, like maybe a 10-foot U-Haul trailer, if you will, enclosed. You might be able to tow that. I wouldn't tow like a car dolly behind this thing. It could do it, but by the time you put the car on it, on your vehicle, and you're going to really have some issues, I think, with the suspension holding up to that kind of weight of a vehicle. Because I don't know if you've ever had a U-Haul trailer. Those trailers are extremely heavy as they are before you put a vehicle on them. And then you add the vehicle, whatever the weight is, anywhere from 35 to 5,500 pounds usually is what most people are trailering vehicles, smaller to medium-sized vehicles on their trucks and SUVs. This is an SUV. However, like I said, it's not really rated high for towing. I think it is rated for 4,500 or 5,500. I'd have to look it up. But either way, it's not very much. You wouldn't want to put a vehicle behind it and try and tow it. Now, short distance in city, sure, why not? If that's all you're doing. But how many people are going to do that? If you're towing a vehicle like that, it's usually long distance. So, not going to do those in my eyes. So, with that, that's the Roadie app. And then, of course, I think most people know how DoorDash works. DoorDash is similar. You just sign in. You can dash. They call it dashing. So you can go dash. It's kind of funny because it did make the app red. If you're not familiar with DoorDash, it did make the app red. So that means, dashing through the snow kind of thing. I'm just saying. Don't know that's why they did that. But so dashing, you can, they give you the orders. I went and started dashing this morning or this afternoon. And my first order, careful, y'all sit down for this one. It's really, really high dollar. $2 order. Yes, I could have declined it, but then my rating goes down and I don't get as good offers. I'm a gold driver. I only drive once a week at the most. And I haven't driven for 2 weeks simply because I've been sick. So being sick and driving is not a good thing. And I'm not going to give people my germs if I can help it. So now I'm 100%. Now I can go back and do this. But yeah, it was a $2 order. I'm like, you know what? If that's what it's going to be, I'm just going to shut that down and see what Roadie does. And guess what? Roadie has not given. Well, I take that back. They gave me a tire order earlier, and I was trying to, once you get to order and you start the gig, a lot of times, most of the time, they want to take a picture of you, a selfie. So you have to get to the cameras. A lot of times they say smile, don't smile, whatever the case may be. But yeah, they'll want to take a picture of you before you can start it. Well, I got to that process. It was going through the server and verifying the selfie, and it would never come back. It just kept circling the globe, if you will. So it finally came back and it said start gig again, just like you'd never done it. So I did that. I did that 3 times, and after that, I shut it off. Said, screw it. And then next thing I do, I get a notification due to inactivity, you've been removed from the gig. I never got it started because the app wouldn't let me. So now the app seems to be working, and hopefully it stays working. And if it doesn't work, then just go back to DoorDash. Here in about 2 minutes, I'm going to go back on the DoorDash app and see if they're going to have some more orders going on. It's kind of late. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon, 2:28. So 2:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday. The end of May. Oh, wow. Whew. This year has gone by so fast already. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. With that, I'm going to cut it short. This is going to be long enough anyway with the first part and this second part. But on the thing of GoFundMe, please go to my GoFundMe, and I'll see if I can put that link in this video underneath in the description. I'll put the link. Go in there and give what you can. $1, $5, $10. If you can give more, great. Every little bit's going to help the channel. It's all going to the channel. All my bills are paid. My full-time job pays all my bills. I have extra from that, and sometimes I put a lot of money out on my own already to do this, and I'm not making anything yet. I'm not monetized, so until I get monetized, this is how I'm trying to get my channel started. I currently have about $487. That was donated as $500, but then they, GoFundMe takes their cut. So yes, they do get a cut of everything you give. Don't get me wrong; they're going to get their money. That's how they survive. So with that, it is the best way to give people money to help them do whatever. If it's a survival thing, for example, tornado hits our house, they need to have money to get started, to get going, get clothes, get some food in their bellies, whatever the case may be. Because I've been around people that have lost everything. I mean everything. The house is completely leveled. There's nothing left. I'm sure y'all have seen the pictures on news reports and things like that. And anytime there's going to be significant damage to a home and people are asking for money, go ahead and give to them. Really, it's a good cause. They're not, also do your research. Make sure it is, somebody's not just putting out there and saying, hey, I want to get money because I was a victim of a tornado, when their house is perfectly normal, but their neighbors was shredded, and they might have some damage to their house. Because it's amazing what a tornado does. One could be completely leveled. The one next door might have a few shingles missing, maybe a piece of the roof at the most, or a corner of their house knocked over. And then the house next door is completely untouched. It is amazing, in a sense, how tornadoes can destroy things. But anyway, I'll put a link to my GoFundMe. So please consider, giving a little lot, whatever you can afford. Don't give me anything that you can't afford to give. Please don't do that. But if you can afford it and you feel compelled to go ahead and help me out, please do. Any extra money I get after I get some of my newer supplies I need to get, I did buy these microphones. They seem to work. They seem to work pretty decent. They were really cheap, but I really think I need to get the DJI version of these, because they do so much better than these do. So clearer. They have wind socks, so I could use them outside. These just don't do good outside. The wind, and I tried to use them with my lawnmower video the other day, which I have not posted yet. I plan to, but I've got to figure out the audio a little bit. So more to come on that. And that's part of these. They do work. However, like I said, they don't have wind socks, and so I was outside. Lawnmower was running, and when you hear the video, you'll understand what I'm talking about there. Talking wise, they're good for that, but the DJIs do so much better in all those situations. So please consider helping me out with that. Those different ones, they're different models out there. I'm just going to get the most reasonably priced one, and I'm going to try and get them on sale so I can save money that way. That's the first things I'm going to do, is get microphones that work. And then my second thing is a camera. So these cameras that they use for just doing vlogs and videos, I'm using my phone, which it works. It works really good. However, if I need to use my phone, I can't while I'm videoing. If I want to look something up while I'm videoing it, I can't do it. I have to wait till I'm available. I do have my iPad with me, so I could do look up that way. But the iPad's through T-Mobile, and so I'm paying a monthly thing for that. So everything I use, I paid for. Period. Okay. Either through extra work doing DoorDash, Roadie, things like that. But my portion that I've put in is $250 so far into the fund. I haven't spent any money that was given yet to the GoFundMe, but I have saved up another $250. So I've got $750 roughly in the bank for the channel. So I need more to buy the things I need. Yes, I could go ahead and get some things now, but the first thing I'd really love to do is the camera. However, that's the most expensive part. So we'll see. If I can get some more money given, great. If not, well, then I'll try to decide what to do with what I've got. All right. Until next time. I know I talked a lot. Sorry. Until next time, this is Delbert with Everything Changes 23. Please join me, like, subscribe, and share the video. All right. Watch hours are great. Keep them up. Keep watching the videos. Keep watching them full time. Thanks again. This is Delbert with Everything Changes 23. Till next time, we'll talk again soon.